There is a place on Earth so cold, so isolated, and so mysterious, that for centuries humans believed it didn't even exist. A continent buried beneath kilometers of ice. A land with no cities, no permanent population, and almost no life. A place where temperatures can instantly freeze human skin. Where storms erase entire expeditions. And where scientists are still discovering things hidden beneath the ice that should not exist. This is Antarctica. The most remote continent on Earth. But Antarctica is more than a frozen desert. It is a time capsule from another world. A continent that hides Earth's ancient past, the secrets of climate change, strange unexplained discoveries, and mysteries that continue to fuel conspiracy theories across the globe. Some people call it the Forbidden Continent. Others believe something is hidden there. But what is the real story of Antarctica? Tonight, we uncover the truth. Antarctica sits at the very bottom of Earth. A massive frozen continent surrounding the South Pole. It is larger than Europe. Larger than Australia. And during winter, the sea ice surrounding Antarctica nearly doubles its size. Yet despite how enormous it is, Antarctica remains one of the least explored places on the planet. Almost 99% of the continent is covered by ice. Some of that ice is nearly 5 kilometers thick. Imagine entire mountain ranges buried beneath frozen water. In some areas, the pressure of the ice is so immense that it slowly flows like a river. And Antarctica controls far more than weather at the South Pole. It affects ocean currents, global temperatures, and even sea levels across the entire world. If all Antarctic ice melted, sea levels would rise by over 60 meters. Entire coastal cities would disappear beneath the ocean. New York, London, Shanghai, Lagos. All dramatically changed forever. But Antarctica wasn't always frozen. In fact, millions of years ago, this continent looked completely different. Long before Antarctica became a kingdom of ice, it was green. Very green. Scientists discovered fossilized forests buried deep beneath Antarctic ice. Ancient tree roots. Pollen. Rivers. Even dinosaur fossils. That means Antarctica once had flowing water, forests, and thriving ecosystems. Some researchers believe ancient Antarctica may have looked similar to modern New Zealand. Warm. Wet. Full of life. So what happened? The answer lies deep beneath Earth's surface. Over millions of years, tectonic plates slowly shifted Antarctica southward. Eventually, powerful ocean currents surrounded the continent, trapping it inside a ring of freezing water. And as temperatures dropped, the ice came. Slowly at first. Then relentlessly. Year after year. Century after century. Until the continent became completely frozen. But Antarctica's ancient world never truly disappeared. It was preserved. Locked beneath the ice like a giant frozen tomb. And scientists are still uncovering what lies below. Humans arrived in Antarctica later than almost anywhere else on Earth. For centuries, sailors feared the southern oceans. Massive waves. Violent storms. Floating icebergs the size of cities. Many believed the frozen South was impossible to survive. But in the early 1900s, explorers became obsessed with conquering Antarctica. One goal mattered more than anything else: reaching the South Pole. The race became one of the greatest survival stories in human history. In 1911, Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen led the first successful expedition to the South Pole. His team used sled dogs, careful planning, and brutal discipline. Against impossible odds, they succeeded. But another expedition was already on its way. British explorer Robert Falcon Scott arrived only weeks later. Scott's team discovered they had lost the race. And then disaster struck. On their return journey, exhaustion, starvation, and freezing temperatures destroyed the expedition. One by one, the men collapsed, Scott's final diary entries were heartbreaking. Frozen inside a tent during a blizzard, he wrote, "For God's sake, look after our people." His body was later discovered beneath the snow. Antarctica had claimed another victim. And it would not be the last. Because this continent does not forgive mistakes. Even today, Antarctica remains one of the deadliest environments on Earth. Antarctica is the coldest place ever recorded on Earth. Temperatures have fallen below -89 degrees Celsius. Cold enough to freeze exposed skin in minutes. Cold enough to freeze fuel. Cold enough to kill. The winds are equally terrifying. Some Antarctic storms produce winds over 300 kilometers per hour. That is stronger than many hurricanes. And then there are the hidden dangers. Deep crevasses concealed beneath snow. Blinding whiteouts where sky and ground become indistinguishable. Isolation so extreme that rescue missions are often impossible. During winter, parts of Antarctica experience complete darkness for months. No sunrise. No warmth. Only endless night. Yet despite the danger, humans continue to travel there. Why? Because Antarctica contains something incredibly valuable. Knowledge. Scientists from around the world study Antarctica to understand Earth's climate, oceans, and future. Ice cores drilled deep into the continent contain tiny air bubbles trapped thousands of years ago. They are frozen pieces of Earth's atmosphere. By studying them, scientists can see how climate changed throughout history. Antarctica is essentially Earth's memory bank. And right now, it is warning us. Deep within Antarctica lies one of the most dangerous glaciers on Earth. Thwaites Glacier. Better known as the Doomsday Glacier. It is massive. Roughly the size of Florida. And scientists fear it is becoming unstable. Warm ocean water is melting the glacier from below. Huge cracks are spreading through the ice. If Thwaites collapses completely, global sea levels could rise dramatically. And it may trigger the collapse of nearby glaciers as well. The consequences would affect hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Entire coastlines would change forever. Antarctica may feel far away. But what happens there impacts every human on Earth. And the most terrifying part? Scientists say some of these changes may already be irreversible. Despite decades of exploration, much of Antarctica remains unexplored. And beneath the ice, scientists continue to find astonishing discoveries. Researchers have discovered more than 400 hidden lakes trapped beneath Antarctica's frozen surface. Some have been isolated for millions of years. Completely sealed off from the outside world. Inside those lakes, scientists found microbial life surviving without sunlight. Life existing in total darkness beneath kilometers of ice. That discovery changed how scientists think about life in the universe. Because if life can survive beneath Antarctica, could life also exist beneath the frozen oceans of distant moons like Europa or Enceladus? NASA now studies Antarctica as a testing ground for future space missions. In a strange way, the frozen continent may help humanity discover alien life someday. But Antarctica's mysteries don't stop there. Strange red waterfalls. Ancient mountains buried beneath ice. Mysterious sounds recorded from deep below glaciers. Every year, Antarctica reveals something new. And sometimes, something unsettling. Antarctica has also become the center of countless conspiracy theories. Some people claim governments are hiding secrets there. Others believe alien structures exist beneath the ice. There are theories about lost civilizations, hidden Nazi bases, even entrances to a hollow Earth. Most of these claims have no scientific evidence. But Antarctica's isolation fuels imagination. After all, very few humans have ever truly explored the continent. Access is tightly controlled under the Antarctic Treaty, an international agreement signed in 1959. Military activity is banned. Scientific cooperation is encouraged. And large parts of Antarctica remain protected. For conspiracy theorists, the secrecy only deepens the mystery. But the real truth about Antarctica may be even more fascinating than fiction. Because Antarctica is not hiding monsters. It is revealing the fragile reality of our planet. Antarctica is Earth's final frontier. A continent of silence, ice, darkness, and discovery. It preserves the history of our planet beneath frozen layers thousands of years old. It shapes global weather, controls sea levels, and may hold answers about life beyond Earth itself. But Antarctica also reminds us of something deeply important. No matter how advanced humanity becomes, nature is still far more powerful than we are. And beneath Antarctica's endless white horizon, there are still secrets waiting to be discovered. Perhaps the greatest mystery of all is how much we still don't know. So the next time you look at a map of Earth, remember this: at the bottom of the world, there is a frozen continent unlike anywhere else on the planet. A place beautiful, terrifying, and utterly unforgettable. Antarctica, the forbidden continent. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to this YouTube channel for more untold mysteries, science documentaries, and hidden truths about our world. And tell us in the comments, what do you think is really hidden beneath Antarctica's ice?